Good morning, Eastern. You guys ready to graduate or what? Should we just get to it right away and you guys are all set, let's go. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Schmaley, for bestowing this inaugural award on me and my office. I want to accept this on behalf of the Office of the Attorney General, the 225 lawyers, the 300 total staff who work for all of you every single day. They do all the work. I get to get the award, but we're grateful for the opportunity to serve you every single day. Thank you, Shalina, for your incredible remarks and for your leadership. Thank you to the faculty for your public service every single day. Thank you to students. I'm trying to get my hood right, but I remember 25 years ago when I was first hooded with my graduate degree, so welcome to the club. And thank you, parents and families, for being here this morning, but also for taking this journey with your students. They wouldn't be sitting here without you. Students know that, right? Your parents and your families make this possible for you, and we all couldn't be here without your support. So let's give the parents and families a round of applause. So, as the first recipient of the Distinguished Public Service Award, it's pretty humbling. Thanks for making it up for me. And you have to wonder, when you receive an award like this, why am I here? Yeah, it's a public service award. I'm a public servant, but, really, for what? Maybe it's the 7 years I've served as your Attorney General. It's my honor to be your AG and Connecticut's Chief Legal Officer. It's my 19th year of elected service, which is hard to believe. But for so many reasons, it's very unlikely that I would be standing here today. Because, let's face it, I'm nobody. Nobody expected me to run for office. I was not raised to do this. I'm nobody's son or grandson. Nobody asked me to run for office in the first place. My family doesn't come from money or status. I don't come from a distinguished family. My parents are immigrants. They came to Connecticut. They met in Bloomfield, Connecticut, of all places, and they came here with nothing. And yes, I'm the first Asian American to serve as a constitutional officer. I was the first Asian American actually to be elected to any office in Connecticut's history. Yes, though all those things are true, being an Asian American and Pacific Islander in America still means you're largely invisible. And so when I got up this morning, got out of bed, before I put my clothes on and became the Attorney General, I remembered I'm always mindful of the fact that I'm just that Chinese kid whose parents came here with nothing. And I grew up in my parents' Chinese restaurant in Wethersfield. And when I go home tonight and I take this robe off and this hood off and I take my Attorney General clothing off, I will go to bed that same Chinese kid who grew up in a Chinese restaurant in the Hartford area. But the reason why I do this work is because I know there are a lot of nobodies in this world. There are a lot of people who feel invisible. I see them everywhere I go. Every time I walk into a restaurant, it doesn't have to be a Chinese restaurant, but every time I walk into a restaurant, I see the waiters and the waitresses. I see the hostess. I even peek. Sometimes there's a little window in the kitchen. I see the cooks and the dishwashers and the busboys. I see the teenagers who work the counter like I did for their parents, who bring up my order, who bring up my takeout. They look like my family. They look like me. I recognize them. I see how hard they work. I see their sacrifice, and I see them suffer. And I want to help them because I know what they're going through. Back in 2017, there was an immigrant family in the Simsbury area, the Huang family. They owned a nail salon. They're two Chinese Americans as far as I'm concerned, but they're undocumented. They have two American-born, American citizen teenage boys. And they got an order to deport, and they were going to be deported back to China, but they're ethnically North Korean, so likely they would have gone to China and then North Korea. And their community rose up around them to support them, customers, friends, people who knew the kids. And so this ended up as a national news story, and it flew across the Associated Press wire, and my sister intercepted it because she is a deputy editor at the New York Times. And so she read this story about this Chinese family who was undocumented that runs a nail salon in Simsbury, Connecticut. And she texted me the AP story with a very simple text message. That could easily be us. If life was 2 degrees this way, 3 degrees that way, if we had not caught a break at just the right time, that could easily be us. And so when I look at the people at the border, yeah, I get it, it's complicated. But when I see the people running for their lives, the refugees, I say, that could easily be us. Because yes, I have often, when I was a kid, I arrogated to say that I am the son and grandson of immigrants. And when the first refugees started showing up in West Hartford public schools, where I went to elementary school, from Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, when those families first started showing up, when the kids started showing up in my class, I thought, well, I am the son and grandson of immigrants. These kids are refugees. But over time, I began to understand, as I reflected on our own family's experience, why the hell was I born in Hartford Hospital? I was born in Hartford Hospital because my grandparents and my dad ran for their lives. From the Japanese and the communists, and because life was good to them, and because of God's grace, and because life wasn't 1 degree this way or 1 degree that way, and because they caught a break at just the right moment, they made it, of all places, to Hartford, Connecticut. When I think about the people who are now under attack, the immigrants that walk around every single day with a target on their backs, it's very personal for me. So I raced back here to Connecticut from Washington, D.C. Thursday morning, 2 days ago, I was in the Supreme Court. I was in the Supreme Court because I am one of the attorneys general in this country leading the fight to protect birthright citizenship. But yes, I was there to protect birthright citizenship, to protect the rule of law, to avert a constitutional crisis, to honor the 14th Amendment, all of that. But I was also there because among the attorneys general who are leading this case, I am the only one. I am the only one who, when I was born 52 years ago, I became the first American citizen in my immediate family by right of my birth on American soil in Hartford, Connecticut. And so when I hear these stories, when I see these people, when I encounter them, as I crisscross Connecticut every single day, wherever I am, I know the Huangs, the immigrants, the refugees, the birthright citizens. Sure, my parents worked hard, and they worked 7 days a week, 12 to 15 hours a day in that Chinese restaurant. And in many ways, we made our own luck through our hard work and perseverance. But I also know we didn't do it alone, that we caught a lot of breaks along the way, that people who didn't look like us, who didn't have our experience, who weren't immigrants, they helped us. They showed us great kindnesses. And there is really no daylight. There is no difference between me and the Huangs and the immigrants that walk around every single day with a target on their backs. This is what this public service award means to me. This is what public service means to me. To fight for my people, to fight for our people. So many people are my people. Not just the people in the Chinese restaurant, not just immigrants, people of color in our cities, young lawyers just starting out, families that run small businesses, parents like me and Liz with teenagers trying to make it in this social media world. Whoever your people are, graduates, whoever your community is, please try to see them every single day in your work. And try to see the people who might not look exactly like you or come from the same place, but if you dig into a little bit, if you talk to them, if you share, if you're vulnerable, right? If you form a relationship, you will realize that you probably have a very similar story and experience. Those are your people too. Those are your people, and they need you right now. They're waiting for you. When you leave here, they need you to fight for them. A lot of people, I talked about immigrants and immigrant families, but there's so many families right now who have a target on their backs. A lot of people are getting hurt right now. They need you to take all that you have learned here from the faculty and from each other, all that your families in this place have invested and given to you. They need you to go out and help other people. And you don't have to do it like me, but in whatever way you do it, when you go home, when you've taken these fancy robes off, taken the hood off, remember who you really are. Remember who your people are. See them every single day. Recognize who your people are and fight for them. Thank you.